Good morning to Darlene's Creative Studio. Today is day 8 of our December daily challenge. Day 8, we are working with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I'm using my 31-day prompts. I'm going to make sure I keep my numbers here. I always end up losing those. So let's open up our journal and see where we've left off. We've completed number 7. And these are some of the pages that we've done so far. This was just a freebie page. And then day 4, day 5. This is a freebie page. And day 6, day 7. And I did end up writing on the back of my card. Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I did. Where did I write all my memories? I will do that actually after the video. I'll write on this card, and I was going to just write some one words all over this card, like things that we can do out in the snow, like throwing snowballs, making a snowman, that kind of thing. And then for day 8, this one I just kind of threw some little bits and pieces in together. I'm going to go to this full page spread here for the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I have taken my Distress Ink Vintage Photo and just done a little bit around the outsides of the pages, just because they're very plain looking. And then again, I've gone into my scrap bin and I've just pulled out, I've looked for paper more than scrapbooking cardstock, and I did find some of these little bits and pieces of paper here. And I'm just going to trim this one down a little bit more. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. And I think what I'll do is I'll put these on the pages just as a background, like that. Let's see, should I distress the edges? Let's see what they look like distressed. Just to get rid of some of that white paper on the edges. And again, these are just scraps. This was actually the size of the scrap that was in my bin. I didn't have to go and, cut it down to size from a full piece of paper. These were leftovers from another project that I was working on. So yes, I think I'll put that one there. And it's mostly just what I call the outer edges. I'm trying to keep it away from my book because my sponge is falling apart and it's leaving little brown bits everywhere. I'm going to change it after this video. Remind myself, change my dauber sponge. Okay. Make sure I don't have anything. Yeah, so I think I'm going to add those there. And with these, I think I can use my regular glitter glue. Like that. I can get it to come out. Oh, it's jammed. There's the piece right there. Oops, it's sticking to my fingers now. If it doesn't stick, we'll try the Fabri-Tac. There it comes. I just find it gets a little bit of a jam at the top when it hardens. And it has a hard time coming out. Okay, so let's put this guy in on this side, and I'll explain the colors that I've chosen in a minute. I wanted the Christmassy colors, but I chose pink for the left side and green for the right side. So last night I was going through all of my stuff, trying to think of what I could do for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Now, obviously, stars came to mind, and I thought, yes, I can cut out some stars, and we can have, or stamp some stars, and we could have some stars in the background. And then I got a message from my son, and he sent me some pictures of the boys. Our youngest grandson He's about 1.5 years, and he's finally standing, and he actually took his first steps. And she sent me a video of him pulling all the ornaments off the Christmas tree. So after I got off the phone and I started playing with my layout here, I thought my little stars are my grandkids. So this is going to be my grandkids. And I'm going to put Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars with an S because I have 5 grandchildren. So what I'm going to do, I have gone into my cupboard and I found myself a cookie cutter that is shaped like a star. And I went and got some yellow cardstock. And all I've done is, and the reason I go on the inside is if you trace out your star on the outside, you're going to get a thicker point at the top because it's wider. So I was going on the inside and just tracing the inside of my cookie cutter to get a star shape. And then after that, I cut them out. So see, you get more of a star point than if you had traced it on the outside, it would have been rounder there. So I've cut out a couple of stars, and then I've just taken my black marker and I've just done my little stitches around the star, just so they don't blend into the background because they're very, very light. And I'm just doing little dashes. I find it easier to pull the dashes toward me. You get more of a straighter line. If I push them away, then I get more like a little arrow. It's thicker at one end and thinner at the other. Okay, so that was my black marker. And there are my 5 little stars. So what I thought I would do, like I say, I have 5 grandchildren, 3 on one side and 2 on the other. So I'm going to lay these stars out. There we go. And put them on here. And these will be my Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for these because these are cardstock. Pull that off, and I'll start on this side because I know they're going to go a certain way. So let's just glue these on. I was going to distress the edges, but I don't think I need to for the stars. Actually, let's see what they look like. I think I did one over here that was distressed edges, and yeah, it doesn't look so bad. It gives it a little bit of a glow. So let's distress some of the edges of my star. All right, so let's put this guy on. If I can get my glue to work. Here it comes. It's like ketchup. Anticipation. Come on. And you want to make sure you get right to the points. You don't want your points lifting up and getting caught on anything. So we'll do that. Excuse me. I have to have my tea in the morning. I get it's very, very dry in our house. This winter has just been horribly dry. Okay, so let's do this one. And we'll just do a quick little guy there, and then this one's going to go on this side. Now, if you've been following me on Facebook, last January, my youngest grandson was very sick and he was in the hospital. And they didn't know what was wrong with him. It was kind of just before COVID. He actually went home and was safe at home and, you know, on some medication and everything. And then the COVID hit the hospital that he was in. So we were very, very grateful that the doctors sent him home. He was there for almost 4 weeks. But today he is healthy and running around and jumping and walking and all that kind of stuff. So we're very grateful. So this is Luke. Now these ones I had to print out on my sticker paper because I did not have up-to-date photos, and my son did send them to me the other day. See if I can peel this little sucker. stickers and me do not get along. There we go. Peel. There we go. So there's my first little star. There's Luke. And then this is Lincoln. And this is the little guy that was pretty sick, and he wasn't keeping food down, and he was just not a happy camper. And today he is eating, and he is growing, and he's happy and laughing. He's always laughing. He's just a sweetie. So there's little Link. So there's my two little grandkids on this side. Now on this one, my daughter has 3 children. And we don't get to see them as much as we would like to, but we do keep in touch very often, and just love all of them. They are the kindest, sweetest children you'd ever want to meet. So I'm going to kind of have these go off the page just a little bit, because we have to get 3 on this page. So we'll go right to the ends because we want to make sure we get those. I think I glued that star and I didn't need to at one point. Oh well. This one we don't need to. Okay, so let's get this one up here. And this one I have to glue on because this is an actual photo that I got for Christmas last year. No, not for Christmas, in the spring when they were in school. So this is Aisha. And she is the best big sister you could ever have. She loves her little brother and sister a lot, and she spends a lot of time with them. They are very lucky to have a teenage sister that loves spending time with them. All right, and then this one I'm going to put here, and I'm probably going to cut this little arm off. Sorry, Ferris. And that one's going to go there. So put this guy on. Right there. So he's going to be up there like that. Perfect. And again, I want to make sure I don't go too close to that middle because I want these pages to close, right? And then we're going to put Ferris down here. Ferris likes to try everything. He's been in the science club, the chess club, soccer. He's loves to do computer coding. He just does absolutely everything, and he's good at everything, and he's the friendliest little guy. So there's Ferris. And then last but absolutely not least is my little one. And I'll see if I can get this one on. I think I'm going to do this one this way, like that. Yeah, because I don't want to, maybe like that. Okay, so we don't need to do that far point. There we go. Like that. Flip that over. And we'll do this one right here. And then we got the littlest one, and this is Miss Kenzie. And that is why I chose the pink and red for the left side, because there's 2 girls and 1 boy, and on the right side there is 2 boys. I'm just gonna have a sip of my tea. So there are my little stars. And then I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm going to cut off any points that stick out. Oops. There we go. So there are my little stars. And then I had this little pad. And it has these little, pieces of paper inside. And it's just a full piece of paper. So all I've done was cut off the Merry Christmas on the top, so it makes it look like a little tag. And then I have this stamp that says thinking of you at Christmas. So I'm thinking of using that one maybe right there, because I will be thinking of them at Christmas. Unfortunately, we will not be able to see them on Christmas Day. My son lives in the States, and my daughter lives about 2.5 hours away, and she's working, so we don't want to go visit while she's working. We don't want to infect her, and the kids are staying home. They're homeschooled right now. So thinking of you at Christmas, definitely. Put that on there. Close that. And then Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Let's see. I'm just going to trim up the words a bit so they're not so thick. And then I'm thinking of just getting some cardstock, maybe some red here. I'm putting like Twinkle Twinkle and then little stars on either side. So let's cut these apart. So Twinkle, Twinkle, and I'm going to peel the twinkle. Oh, somebody's working with me here. There we go. So I'm going to put the twinkle right on here. Let me just pull this forward here. So we have one twinkle. We have another twinkle. And we're going to cut these off. So we're going to put twinkle, twinkle, and then little stars will go on another one. And if I can just get them to peel. There we go. A little star can go on there. No, 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 you're crooked. Come on. You can go on there straight. There. There's a little star. And I'm going to leave room for an S because there's stars. So let's put these on. And again, I'll use my Fabri-Tac because these are cardstock. Let me get my book back up in the picture here. So we'll put twinkle. And let's put twinkle over here. And then little stars I'm going to put down here. And we're going to add an S with our black pen. So twinkle, twinkle, little stars. Put that on there. And we're going to do a nice big S. Like that. I have to use my Sharpie because it's not going on very nicely. There's my twinkle, twinkle, little stars. And then our number 8 has to go on here. And it's probably going to go up in this corner, but I'm going to put something underneath it because it's kind of disappearing here. Let's use the rest of this Merry Christmas. Here. And I'm just distressing the edges. I like to use up every little bit of scrap I can, so. Let's see how big that number 8 is. We probably don't need it quite as long as that. So I just trimmed it off a little bit. And we'll put this up in the corner. And I'll be able to put my number 8 on that so you'll be able to see it. Right there. Let's peel our number 8. Perfect. That's better. Now you can see the number 8 because it's a pretty busy. And then on the number thing, I have all these little stars. So I'm just going to peel some of these little black stars off and throw them up on. Won't use them otherwise, so let's throw some of these little black stars on. And these are my little stars. Da, da, da. So again, every prompt is going to mean something different to everyone. So when you look at the prompt, whatever it brings to mind, whether it's a Christmas memory or a layout or a special card that you had, there's going to be so many different ways you can use these prompts. Like I say, if you're a painter, you could name the painting by the prompt and just have it that way. So there's all kinds of different ways to use the prompts. Let's put a little star under Miss Genzie, and I'm going to put one more because these are my little superstars. They need as many stars as they can get. All right, and one more over here. How about you guys? You guys got lots of stars, and you guys have lots of stars. All right. So that was a nice, quick and easy one as well. But that's what Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars means to me. My little superstar. That's better. So there is day 8. I hope you enjoyed it. It was quick and easy. Like I say, go get those cookie cutters and use the shapes. I think there's some gingerbread men in there and some snowmen. They may show up in the rest of my journal. Who knows? That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.